But this bridge is much more than a spectacular sight. The George Washington Bridge is a suspension bridge. That means that the roadway we drive on is actually suspended or hanging from long steel ropes. These ropes are attached to 4 giant steel cables that span the river. The cables are held up by 2 towers that stand 600 feet above the water. Now that's as tall as a 40-story building. This bridge carries more than 100 million cars, buses, and trucks a year. But how does a suspension bridge hold so much weight? Well, it all starts deep underground beneath all the cars and trucks. Down here, many small bundles of wire are anchored into solid concrete. Together, they share the job of holding up the roadway. As the wires travel upward, they get closer and closer together until they form one enormous bundle. Above the ground, these bundles are covered with a steel tube to protect them from rain, wind, and snow. These are the huge cables that cross the river. They travel up to the first tower. Now you can see the bundle of wire again. Here they cross right through the inside of the tower and come out the other side. Now comes the longest part of the trip. The cables travel almost a mile to get from the first to the second tower. Then up they go again, inside and across the second tower, down the other side, right through the ground until each bundle of wire is once again securely fastened to the concrete. A suspension bridge like this one is built to be flexible. It's meant to quiver with the wind and bounce as the cars and trucks rumble across. It was built to stand up to the worst weather and the heaviest traffic. Today, the George Washington Bridge is the busiest gateway into New York City. But 60 years ago, it was just a dream. Back then, it seemed impossible to build a suspension bridge that could span the Hudson River. Imagine how it felt to work 600 feet in the air without safety belts or nets. Just elbow grease and some fancy footwork. Now, here's the roadway. Oh, I see, here's part of it. Looks like they started on both sides of the river and met somewhere in the middle. These workers risk their lives every day.
I have a lot of respect for the people who built the bridge, not having the modern technology. I'm Bill Riley. I'm a structural specialist on the George Washington Bridge. My job here is to check for cracks and heavy rust. I inspect from top to bottom, over, under, in between, every place imaginable where people don't realize that you have to look and check. That's where we go. To check the bolts and the rivets, we use a lot of sophisticated equipment, like this electronic sound machine I'm using to check for any cracks in the bolts. George is getting old, and the older George gets, the more we have to watch George. Everybody that works here, we try and stay on top of everything, and hopefully it'll keep shining for many, many more years.
When I was a little girl, I grew up around this bridge, and whenever I come back here, I feel like I'm really home because I always felt like this was my bridge. And now that I'm working on it, it's even better. My name is Donna Bruno, and I'm going through a training program to learn how to be an electrician. I'm just like a student in school. And one of the important things that we do here is we change the beacon light, and that's the light that the airplanes see when they're flying over at night, so they don't hit the bridge that's so high.
In the morning, it's very impressive to be up here. The wind is about 40 miles per hour. The feeling is incredible. You feel like a bird, some kind of bird. My name's Fabian Munoz. I am a bridge painter. Working at 600 feet in the air doesn't scare me at all because I've been doing it for almost 10 years. So it doesn't really impress me anymore. It's like an everyday situation, like working in the street. I feel it's like a masterpiece, this bridge. When you think about it, I mean, putting this together piece by piece, back in 1928, is very impressive. I'm kind of proud of it.
Working on the bridge it's almost like you're working for a person. It has a life to it, and it has a personality. It just becomes a part of you.
And you become part of it. I mean, there's a lot of longer bridges in the world, but they're 2 lanes, 4 lanes, 8 lanes. This is 14 lanes of solid traffic sometimes. Cars, buses, trucks. To me, there's only one bridge in the world, and that's this one.